So I called out this stock ticker 6 days ago, and I was already up about 60% on the position, and I am now up 140%. So we're going to get into that stock ticker and where I think it is actually headed next. And by the way, if you want to see more call outs like that ticker, which I'm going to mention in a minute, hit the like button. It's the easiest way to help out the channel. It shows me that you want to see more of my content, and then hit the subscription bell so you can see whenever I do make these call outs. So just real quick, I want to get into the S&P 500, and then we'll get into the trade call out of the day. So everything right now is bullish. We have the 7-period moving average, simple moving average, above the 25-period exponential moving average, which is what we want to see for a bullish entry. And then we also want to see for a bullish entry a green HA market bias indicator, and ideally you want the price action above or at least bouncing off of this market bias indicator, and that is your directional line. So when this is green, you only are looking for entries. When this is red, you're only looking for shorts, and this is a free indicator on TradingView. Okay, so we have all those lined up, and then now we have the Trendillo as the oscillator. So I'm going to move myself a little bit for a second and pull up Trendillo. Now I have Trendillo on the logarithmic. This is what it looks like without the logarithmic. I like to see when it is very clearly above and below this zero line right here. So I put it on logarithmic. And how the Trendillo works is, so long as this gray line is above the zero line, you are looking for bullish or long positions, and you're looking to sell or go short or what have you when it's below that line. And then there is also showing strength of trend, right? So when it is green, it's very strong on the bullish side. When it is red, it's very strongish on the bearish side. So again, we have a bullish momentum right here. So we are all systems go. I don't have the MACD up, I usually do, but it is also bullish. Feel free to pull it up as well. So let's get into the call out that I want to talk about. And it is Marathon Holdings, ticker symbol MARA. And like I said, I called it out 6 days ago when the price action was about $14 or so, and we were up to $21.94. Now, when I did call it out 60 days ago, I was already in the position and I was up 60%, but I thought there was a decent amount of upside, and that is why I did call it out. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I think there is more upside right now. So first of all, we don't need to rehash everything. It is actually the same as far as indicators with the S&P 500. We are bullish, 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 bullish. Okay, so let me zoom out here. And one of the reasons why I talked about this being a good entry is because you can see a little bit of a floor here, and you can see that the previous high is up here, right? It's up at 50 some eight, or I'm sorry, even more, 83 ish, right? And the floor is down at $8. So you have all of this upside, and you have a decent amount of support, and there is many days showing that they're right here. Zooming in here, many days at the support line. Okay, so a lot more upside to downside. Now, this might on the daily take a little bit of a breather, right? Because everything, is going to come up, down, up and down. It's what direction it is heading to while it does that, right? So we are extended right here on the Trendillo, and we have been extended for a while. So we do expect a little bit of a breather soon. It is crypto, so it's very hard to predict when it's going to happen. And of course, it doesn't have to happen, but nonetheless, we are to expect a little bit of a downturn. And that is what I'm looking for as an entry to add to my position, to scale in, okay? So we're going to bring up the MACD real quick. We are above the zero line on the MACD as well. So let's look at the weekly. This is why I want to bring the MACD up onto the weekly, is because on the daily, it does look pretty extended, but on the weekly, there is a lot more room to run, and we only actually got into above the zero line a couple weeks ago in the middle of November. So about a month ago. We were still below that HA market bias indicator. So that was a little bit like, is it going to come up and get rejected? Which it still might. Exactly, right? So if we just draw something, and this will go back to what I'm talking about with the daily, could very well come down. You know, it could bounce off that market bias indicator. It could come down and bounce off of those zero lines. It could come down, bounce off of this support line. It could come down, come up, bounce like that, and then head lower, right? Those are obviously the possible outcomes. But nonetheless, if you just zoom out here, the Trendillo just came up above the zero line on the weekly, showing that we are not hugely extended like how it looks like on the daily. It looks like it's a little bit more extended for longer. And if you pull up the MACD, we only just came up above the zero line. So this is why it is very important to zoom out and look at larger time frames. Look at the larger time frame than what you're actually trading in. So if we go back down to the daily and we bring up those drawings again, you can see what I mean, where a lot of times you come up, you're going to hit a breather and you could very easily hit this market bias indicator. And let me show you, because I've talked about this many, many times. Let me show you how that looks. And the S&P 500 is a perfect example. Came up. Technically, you're getting in right over here on April 5th. You're in the red a little bit. A month later, you're in the red before it actually takes off. And you can actually pull up the Heikin-Ashi candles as well. It just smooths everything out. You know, I like the HA market bias indicator. I like the Heikin-Ashi candles. And we can go down to the daily. And you can see that we're still holding strong. This is a very strong uptrend with the Heikin-Ashi candles. We have long, thick bodies of the candle, and we don't have any bottom wicks, right? So that is showing strength. And you can see here, we just came up, took a little breather, came up, and you're going to see that on the weekly a lot of times as well. And that is what my 1,000 drawings could predict, right? So the weekly could end up looking like this over here by the price action taking this path on the daily. So I hope that makes sense for you. If you like this content, you want to see more, just hit the like button. It's the easiest way to help out the channel. Last time we called out Mara, I was up 60% on my position. Today we're up 140%, and we're holding strong, and we're waiting for an opportunity to scale in tomorrow even more. So please hit the like button, hit the subscription bell, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.